Okay, as we continue Chapter 3, we turn to Part 4 now, where we define attitude and describe its impact on worker output. Attitudes are a person's feelings about objects, events, and people. The components of attitudes are three. The cognitive component is the set of values and beliefs a person has toward a person, an object, or event. Cognitive component. The affective component is the emotional feeling attached to that attitude. The behavioral component is the tendency to act in a particular way toward a person, object, or event. The cognitive component is the belief, which becomes the rationale for the attitude. The affective component is the emotion that results from the belief, and the behavioral component is the resulting action. Since baby boomers and Generation Xers have different attitudes regarding each other, many firms have found attitudes to be a major productivity challenge. Generation Ys, sometimes called Echo Boomers, born from 1980 to 1994, are the latest generation of workers who have their own set of attitudes. They are techno-savvy and demand to be treated differently. Needless bureaucratic red tape turns them off. Yes. Civil behavior. Human behavior is a reflection of attitude. Managers must create a workplace that inspires civil behavior among workers. Examples of workplace incivility include verbal harassment, withholding resources to ensure failure, and spreading stories to undermine a person's reputation. The impact of 9/11 on employee attitudes. The attitudes were forever changed on 9/11. There is a renewed emphasis on overall relationship building in the workplace. Employees are realizing that a key ingredient to maximizing their present job is to build strong bonds with their peers and supervisors. You may wonder if this is still true, although the authors seem to feel it so. I think most of the 9/11 effect has worn off. Family-friendly workplace. Employees want a workplace that helps them balance the demand for their work and family lives, rather than choosing one over the other. We talk about attitude about Generation O. Americans, especially children, are growing more obese, and their workers will bring a new set of issues, attitudes, and challenges to the workplace. And finally, ways to improve employee attitude should begin with an examination of the manager's attitude. The manager must be interested in and respect employees, be patient, listen, and treat employees as team members, recognizing them for their ideas. Attitude measurement. One way of measuring attitude is through the use of attitude questionnaires, an instrument for measuring attitudes. Attitude questionnaires reflect current trends and attitudes, provide a baseline against which to compare future attitudes, and serve as a source of information about areas of concern. Figure 3.7 introduces the following material. Attitudes are intervening variables, one that is influenced by a causal attitude that affects an end result variable. An individual's attitude will not decline without some cause, such as poor performance appraisal. This causes a change in attitude. The intervening variable, which results in the decline in output, and the end result variable. Attitudes are internal. They cannot be seen and can only be inferred through end result variables such as output measured by attitude surveys. Output and measurement by survey. The first workplace surveys, which grew out of the research era of the 1940s, were viewed as merely opinion polls. A growing number of firms have found that attitude surveys are extremely important and useful for morale, measuring morale, and improving performance. With the use of web-based surveys, participation has climbed steadily, with a few companies hitting 99%. Okay, we break off here, and when we resume, we'll take up topic number 5.